Not today, okay? But thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. So we know this man. He's all over in the media, especially UFC lovers, fight lovers. We know that he is the second youngest UFC flyweight champion. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, second youngest, which is 24 years old. That's still young. When did you get into fighting, first of all?
So started 2020.
2020. Yeah, so that's like
summer. That's like yes.
That's like 6 years ago.
6 years ago, yes.
Okay, so you started really young. So we know. So this podcast, I would love to talk about your fights, but we have seen interviews, so many interviews of you talking about your fights and your last win. Like, we're so proud of you for that. But we want to get to know the real Josh today, okay?
Let's talk about life.
Yeah, let's talk about life. So we're going to talk about your name, first of all, okay? So this is a bit of a controversial topic that we want to start off with. So you're known as Joshua Van. Now, is it Joshua Vaughn or Joshua Van?
Well, my friends call me Joshua Van around here, but it's actually Joshua Vaughn.
Okay.
You know.
Because Joshua Vaughn is a chin name. It's a lion name. It's Joshua Van. What's it? The full Boy
Joshua Van Boy Tong.
And which means?
It's Joshua is a leader, right? It means leader, and Van Boy Tong is like because of God.
Okay.
You got a leader.
And I see you got a new tattoo with with Joshua 19 in it. So we're going to talk a little bit about your faith as well, but that's part of what makes you you. So Joshua Vaughn is a chin name, so which means you're originally from
Chin, Hakka.
Hakka in Myanmar.
Yes.
When did you leave Myanmar?
I left when I was 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you were in Malaysia, and then you moved to the States in 2000.
You said getting here?
Yeah.
I got here 2013 when I was 12, yes.
Cool. So now you identify as like a Texas boy, right?
Yes.
So you're American in a lot of ways, but you represent Myanmar. You represent the flag, you represent your people when you fight. Why did you choose to do that?
Because you know, Myanmar is what raised me. It's my blood. You know what I mean? I'm always going I would never forget where I come from. You know what I mean? Even though the U.S. is what raised me. Obviously, you know, I stay here after my life. You know what I mean? So I'm a part of American, but the part of me being Burmese, Chin, we never, you know what I mean? So that's why
it's like a dual identity, really. You're partly that, you're partly this, and you appreciate both sides, right? Yes. But how is life different, though? So you appreciate your life growing up, which must have been hard in a lot of ways, right? You had a tough upbringing, do you think? Yeah,
for sure. Because, you know, coming from Hakka, right, moving to Malaysia, I have to adjust to a lot of things. Yeah. And then, you know, when I got comfortable, that's when we moved to the U.S. And then things got really hard. Okay. But, you know what I mean? As a kid, you learn and adjust to things.
So the language, first of all.
And that was the hardest part. Yes.
But you speak pretty well now. Do you think like English would probably be like a comfort language now?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Chin is still my, you know what I mean, my comfort language, but English probably second. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? What do you love most about living in the States? What do you appreciate most about living here?
I love the freedom, right? Freedom of speech and freedom, like the American dream. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If I was somewhere else, I don't think I could do what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? So it's because of this America. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah.
When you talk about freedom, I know we're going to talk about something a little bit sensitive. So back home, not free at the moment, going through a lot of, you know, situations right now that might not be easy to talk about. So we do appreciate that. But at the same time, we're going to get all the serious things out of the way at first, and then we're going to talk about a bit more, you know, lighthearted things. But so back home, you know, the situation. Does that, like, do you carry that burden sometimes? Is that part of the reason why you want to stand for your country when you fight?
Yeah, for sure, right? I always want to stand up for my country, whether this thing that is happening or not. You know what I mean? You know, the thing that is happening with the military right now is, you know what I mean, it's a burden to everybody that's from Myanmar and, you know, Chin and things like that. So it's not just because of, you know, what's going on right now. It's always in my blood. So I will always be a part of Myanmar, Chin Myanmar.
Yeah. So I think that's something really respectful, that you are not ashamed to stand up for that, and you are in a lot of ways making change for those people. And a lot of people are still like struggling with what's going back home, and then like struggle with identity and stuff. And the fact that you're a young guy now fighting for your people and achieving what you're achieving, I think you're making a difference for the generation now. Do you think that impact is going to make a difference for the people?
Yeah, that's the goal, right? Coming from where we come from, not a lot of people get to chase their dreams and things like that. And, you know, especially when we went back to Mizoram, you know, seeing the kid look up to me and things like that. And I see a lot of talent. Like, right, we went to the camp, and I see a little kid draw a picture of me in Rome, you know, and it was like amazing. And, you know, they didn't have no technology or nothing like that. And it's just raw talent. You know what I mean? So for them to see like a guy like myself doing, you know, coming from where they come from and living my dreams, you know, I think it will open a lot of eyes. Yeah,
that's cool. So, okay, let's change topic completely. You went on this Asia tour recently, okay? That was straight after you won your fight against...
Tesoro,
yes, sorry. Yes. You went on this Asia tour. Who did you go with? You mentioned Rome, so Rome was a part of it. Is he like your manager? Or?
He's a good friend of mine.
Okay.
You know.
So Rome, and I know a couple of other friends you went with. So that seemed pretty cool. You started off in Malaysia, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then you went to Mizoram, and then you went to Thailand, Japan, and then that was the end of the trip. So that was for about like a month or so?
About a month, yes.
Okay. Tell me why you decided to go to that tour.
So Rome visited us, you know, celebrating my best friend Dakota win. And, you know, I told him about my dreams and my goals, and, you know, me going back to Asia, right? Just to go back to Malaysia. And he was like, you know what, we can actually do something. And then I just thought it was just, you know, a regular talk, right? So I won my fight, and he was like, hey, we going, right? And then I was like, all right, give me a week to, you know, go hunt and things like that. And then, you know, so that's how we decided to go.
So you just went, booked the tickets, and then flew off to Malaysia. So that if it seemed pretty rushed, but everything seemed all set up. Like the reception you got in Malaysia was huge. Did you expect that sort of welcome?
To be honest, no. Our thing was just to go to, first of all, you know, our thing was just to go and check the UNHCR, which helped us to get here, you know, which helped a lot of refugees to get here and things like that. But then the CRC invited us, and I was like, okay. But I didn't think it was going to be that big, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even Mizoram, my thing was just to go visit the camp, right? But I didn't expect none of that. You know what I mean? We talked to Sante, and we was like, hey, you gonna take care of us? You know, it was just gonna be we just thought it was just gonna be a casual, you know, visit. Like friends.
Can't be casual with the world champion, right?
So we did not expect that. You know what I mean? We told Sante take care of us, and that was it. And then we got there, and it was just a whole different welcoming, you know what I mean? So I'm just very glad that the people, you know, love and support me.
Yeah.
And,
So was it a bit overwhelming though for you?